Hi, my name's Pete Ryan and I'll be taking over from Jen on the second half of research in Manchester. The second half will focus on physical geography research methods, so looking at the environment of Manchester and how physical geographers go about researching that. So in week 7 we'll start looking at Ice Age Manchester. We'll look at the environmental changes that have affected the place that we now call Manchester over the last 20,000 years ago, and start to look at how physical geographers have investigated those different climatic changes. So we'll look at sedimentary archives of environmental change and other different records of environmental change, and how we build up a picture of environmental change over the last 20,000 years ago. Seen some really significant change from the Ice Age through to the current warm period, the current interglacial that we're living in. But how do we know that? How can we tell that story? So we'll start with a lecture in week 7, and then we'll have a follow-up practical looking at sediments that we've collected from different parts of Manchester, the sediment characteristics and what that can tell us about the changing environment. The next week, week 8, then we'll go to Dirty Old Town. We'll look at the environmental legacy of Manchester's industrial past. Manchester, you'll know, is the first industrial city. What are the consequences of that for the Manchester environment? What are the consequences in terms of atmospheric pollution, but also aquatic pollution in the Manchester region? The legacy effect of that in the modern environment of Manchester, and thinking a little bit about future environments and cleanup and those sorts of things, and issues around that. After Easter, in week 9, we'll have our fieldwork week, and we'll actually go out into the field. Now, Manchester has 4 rivers. Manchester's a very greedy city. Most cities only have 1 river. Manchester has 4. One of the main rivers that you'll have all heard of is the Mersey, and we'll go out on a field trip and look at the River Mersey in Manchester. Look at some of the geomorphological changes in the River Mersey and the impact that's had on people and Manchester businesses and people living in Manchester. And then we'll link that back to looking at the pollution and look at some of the indicators of the aquatic health in the Mersey and the Mersey Basin more generally. And we'll collect some samples from a stream that flows into the Mersey, and we'll collect some macroinvertebrate samples, and then we'll bring those back into the laboratories. We'll use the macroinvertebrates as an indicator of biological health in the river system, and we'll use that to try and build a picture of the environmental health of Manchester, impact of the legacy pollution, the current day status, and thinking about plans for going forward for the future. Okay, but first of all, so Jen's taking the first half of the course. I know you're going to find that really exciting. You're going to get out into Manchester, see lots of different things, thinking about the human geography of Manchester, getting out into the city. I know it's going to be really exciting, but I'll be taking over from week 7. I can't wait to meet up with you. I know you're going to really enjoy the first half, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun in the second half as well. Really getting to explore this city that you're going to call home for the next 3 years. Okay, bye for now. See you in week 7.